Welcome to episode number 57 of the Between Two Brands podcast. It's the middle of February. It's Friday the 13th. Tomorrow's Valentine's Day. What could go wrong? Thank you for joining me and always joining me on this little content journey we're going on. Really appreciate it. I think we have a great show for you today. I guess you'll be the judge of that, not me. But I think it. So let's go ahead and manifest a good show, shall we? Before we do, let's go ahead and pay the rent. It's what we do around here, isn't it? Hey, distributors, it's time to wake up. Your clients are no longer satisfied with you merely acting as a middleman, slapping their logo on generic, predictable, and frankly uninspiring products. What they're demanding is something a lot more. Merchandise that feels as if it were thoughtfully curated for their unique brand. Now, to stand out, your clients need something exceptional, products that truly reflect their identity and set them apart from the crowd. This is where our friend Russ Mogel and his team over at 7 Sourcing come in. With over 30 years of direct custom merchandise sourcing, they are the clear leaders in the space. Here's a couple of reasons why you need to partner with them on your next custom merch sourcing journey. 1, establish relationships with trusted factories. Number 2, they ensure all merchandise passes a rigorous quality control check by an accredited third-party partner. They comply with, this is number 3 if you're keeping score at home, they comply with and frequently exceed industry standards, manufacturing requirements, and product safety regulations. Number 4, they manage every part of the logistics process and communicate through every step of the way. In other words, with their expertise, they know how to deliver bespoke merchandise that will position the distributor as the hero in the eyes of your client, while also steering clear of those common pitfalls that come with managing it on your own. Now, let's be clear. Yeah, it does take a little bit longer, typically between 75 and 90 days to design, develop, and deliver truly unique and original merchandise. But I am here to tell you that extra planning is worth it to craft exceptional products that foster lasting loyalty. Now, when you're ready to elevate yourself from just a promotional products distributor to a true partner that delivers exactly what your clients crave, unique, custom branded merchandise designed specifically for them, reach out to Russ and his team at sales@7sourcing.com. All right, was kind of thinking of what do I do for the opening shot this week. And last week, I talked about my lack of love for February. I got a little bit of feedback from that. Most of it good. Some people were a bit persnickety. That happens from time to time. I don't think people are going to get persnickety with me today, although I am not going to talk about Super Bowl commercials. I am frankly bored of that topic. I'll be very candid with you, grading the commercials. And frankly, there wasn't much to grade. Wasn't that great? So anyway, let's do some industry quick hits, shall we? These are 2 things that jumped out at me this week as I was getting ready for the podcast. Number 1, a joint PPAI and ASI study, or ASI and PPAI study, depending on where you read this, finds branded merch to be the lowest advertising medium when you're talking about carbon footprint. I absolutely, first of all, more than anything, I love the collaboration between PPAI and ASI. Absolutely love it. For years, there's been this underlying thing of PPAI and ASI are always at odds, and I've never really seen that very much. They're 2 different bodies that do 2 very different things, some of them the same, but mostly very different. One's for profit, one is not. And so I love the fact that they're collaborating. Now, this independent study showed that promo's carbon impact, and this is great, promo's carbon impact is 8 times smaller than digital advertising. Kind of counterintuitive when you think about shipping the products, but it was really impressive. I was completely impressed by the whole article, which you can read either at ASI or PPAI, but it's really worth your time. But more than anything, this is a huge win for anybody who is selling, any distributor who is really selling sustainability. You can make this argument. This is an independent study. This is not, some propaganda by an industry company. This is an independent study, and I think that's really important, especially as more and more sustainability conversations tend to happen. So I actually really love that. The second one that jumped out at me was Lead Echo. LEAD stands for Legislative Education and Action Day. It's something I believe fervently in. It's where a group of people head up to Capitol Hill and go and advocate on behalf of small businesses in the promotional products industry, because that's what we all are for most of us. Most of us are small businesses. So I absolutely love that. But this was called Lead Echo. And what it was executives from 12 PPAI 100 firms. They went to Capitol Hill to have some conversations leading up to the big lead event, which is going to be April 21st. Again, the more advocacy PPAI does, I think the better. Absolutely love that. So I'm really excited to hear about the conversations. I've already heard some, but hear a little bit more about what was accomplished up there, because I'll tell you, there's no more important thing that PPAI does than lead in the Government Relations Action Committee, which I'm fortunate to sit on. So if you'd like to attend LEAD, if you'd like to come join us and advocate for promotional products through the lens of small business, or actually, I said that backwards. Educate or advocate for promotional products through the lens of small business. That's what we do up there, kids. Applications are, you make your application through this Sunday, which is February the 15th, day after Valentine's Day. If you're interested, I strongly urge you to do so. You can just Google PPAI lead and it'll take you to the page. I don't know the page off the top of my head, but really cool stuff coming out of the industry. And that always makes me very, very happy. But hey, you know what else makes me happy? Paying the rent on time. And we're going to do it again before we bring on our guest. Hey, do you know what season it is? That's right, it's business valuation season. Now, perhaps you don't know what your company's worth. Maybe it's been more than a few years since your last valuation, and you need a new benchmark to see if your company is increasing in value. Heck, you might want to see if it's time to sell your business. Now, regardless of the reason, Jamie Watson and the experts at Certified Marketing Consultants have extensive experience in the world of branded merchandise, and they have the financial knowledge necessary to provide a fact-based valuation of your business. Simply email them at info@certifiedmarketing.com, and you can set up a confidential discussion today, tomorrow, really anytime. All right, that's enough of me this afternoon, morning, wherever you're listening to this. Let's go ahead and bring on our guest. My guest today absolutely doesn't need an introduction at all, but I'm going to waste his time, my time, and your time. He is the founder of N9ner Marketing, a marketing agency that helps suppliers and distributors in the promotional products industry level up their social media. He's been in the promo world for over 13 years and is a huge believer that relationships and community are what really drive success in the industry. He has been heavily involved in regional associations over the years, serving as president of the RMR PPA, and that's the Rocky Mountain Regional Promotional Products Association. He's current board member of PMANC, that's the Promotional Marketing for Pacific Northwest, right? Sure.
Northern California.
Northern
I
California,
know all those
same thing.
acronyms.
Yeah.
All those acronyms.
And he stays active, very active, in something that's always near and dear to my heart, the PPAI Regional Relationship Committee. He's all about connection. He's all about collaboration. He's all about helping brands show up in a very real, very authentic way. Please join me in welcoming my friend, Quinn Bui. Quinn, thanks for doing this. How the hell
What's
are you?
going on? I am great. Thanks for having me on here. I know I always enjoy talking to you, and we've known each other for a long time, so it's always great to be on here.
Well, absolutely. Thanks for coming. And when I first started thinking about what do I want to talk to Quinn about, there's a lot of things, but the first thing is you have had a really, really interesting industry journey. You started out about a decade ago at Tropico Imports. You worked at Raining Rose, you worked at Rupt, and now you have your own agency in N9ner Marketing. Tell me a little bit about that journey. What led you to where you're at today?
Yeah, no, definitely. So starting off after college, I came over to I came sorry, my dog's barking.
It's all right.
But but I came in the industry when after college, and my brother-in-law, which owned Tropical Imports, so I hopped on, literally learned everything from the bottom up. So I came in as a graphic designer to a customer service, and then started doing trade shows, talking to overseas, literally burning screens in the back, like did it all there, which is really awesome. And from there, I decided to go off and actually become a distributor. So I ran my own distributor for 2 years too as well.
Okay.
So that was way too hard for one person. And I just felt like there's a certain point where I was like, do I hop on with a bigger distributor or go back on the supplier side? And
Right.
at the time, Lindsay was getting a promotion over at Raining Rose, and I know her really well through
Yeah.
RMR actually. And she asked me to hop on with her, and I worked for her for a long time. And
And
then
then she
actually
bailed on you and went to PPAI.
she did. She bailed on me, and it was actually a good opportunity for me too, because I decided I wanted to be a multi-line. So I actually was a multi-line
Right.
for a year.
I
So
remember.
literally, yeah, literally, I've got all the accolades in our industry. Was multi-line for a year, and that's when Jason Lacash gave me a call, and I hopped on with him as a national account manager.
Yeah.
And it was great to start with somebody that's starting up a brand new company, and especially with Rupt and Jason and Mike. And it's just been really cool to be with them with the beginning. And our they're great people, and I love them very much. But just two paths didn't match, and I decided to break off on my own, and that's when I started N9ner Marketing. So yeah, that's a little my whole journey,
Yeah.
and it's
I,
just pretty wild. And I feel like through my whole time I've been in industry, I've been a sales rep, I've been a part of a lot of different things, a lot of associations, and all these things, and I felt you know me, I've always like even promotion, I was always on social media doing those fun videos for you. So I felt
right.
like there wasn't really that much people in our industry that was really pushing social media.
Hmm.
And it's something that I was really strong at anyways. And our industry is just so supportive. And I talked to a couple people and they're like, you know what, Quinn, go for it. I think if you are able to do it, no one else can do it in our industry yet. Go ahead. I think you'd be a great person to start it off. Like you are definitely leading when it comes to social media. So I just said, all right. I decided to start my own business and just started the whole marketing agency. And I always feel
Yeah.
like I can always go back and be a sales rep if I really truly
Right.
wanted to,
Right.
as well too.
No, I
Yeah.
love that. I love that. And you've done a great job, certainly made a name for yourself, certainly in social media. And I've watched it from afar, and I've talked a lot about it. Here's something I don't know. The
Hmm.
name Niner Marketing. Walk me
Yeah.
through what that means to you, because the way it's spelled, just for you guys who don't know, it's the letter N and then the number nine and then another
Hmm.
N-E-R, Niner Marketing. What does that mean to you?
Hmm.
What does that represent?
Yeah. Well, I'm glad you bring it up. So a lot of people don't know this, but Niner is actually my nickname. Growing up in the Vietnamese culture, you count the parents as one, and the first child is two. So I'm actually the youngest out of eight kids. So all my
Wow.
life, yeah, I know, pretty wild. All my life, I was always called Nine. And then it kind of just friends start developing into Niner. So Niner is just a little bit of part of me within my own company. So that's where Niner came from. And then the nine in within the eye, I think it just looks cool, looks clean, and
Yeah.
looks nice and modern. So I went with that style of it. But truly, Niner is just a little bit part of me within my own company.
I love that. It's a much better story of my coming up with the name Brandivate. I took the word brand and the word either elevate or innovate. I think it's innovate, and just shoved it together and decided it was a word. So I love that. I
Hey,
when we were
it's a good mash.
It's a good match. It works. It works for me. So when we were corresponding back and forth, I saw something in your email signature that jumped out at me, and that's pretty rare. Usually, email signatures I barely even look at. Yours says digital marketing hero. Why?
Yeah. I felt like for me, I love marketing. I always believe sales and marketing is 50-50.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have looked at marketing in their industry a little bit different than a lot of people.
Hmm.
And to me, I don't like to be called like owner or CEO. I feel like I like to just be, where everyone's at too, and being able to give people advice and showing people how to do marketing. I feel like that's more my vibe than saying, "Oh, I'm the owner of a marketing agency. Oh, I'm the president." I feel like it's just a lot more even easy ground when I talk to people, and I think it's just fun.
No, I agree. It can sound very haughty, especially when you're a company of one, which I am as well.
Hmm.
And so I'm
Yes.
creative director. That's my title.
Yeah.
I don't need to, well, I own a marketing agency. No, I'm basically a solopreneur trying to make ends meet like the rest of us. Um,
Yeah.
what would you, as I'm thinking about what I want to talk to you about, coming into the industry, how did you find the industry, first of all? Was it because your brother-in-law, right? Or what was it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I went to school for entrepreneur studies, so I love small business,
Okay.
and it fit right in when I came into the promotional product industry,
Yeah.
and I started going to trade shows, started meeting a lot of small business, and then I just really just fell in love with the whole industry, and it's just how
Yeah.
nice how everyone is, how everyone's willing to collaborate. No
Yep.
matter doesn't matter if you're a supplier friend or a distributor friend, and truly like there's no way I could get out of it. That's why I picked up all the accolades in your industry because I don't want to get away from this.
Yeah. No, I totally get that. And you came in, I think, 2014, right? Is that when you kind of joined the industry,
Yeah,
roughly? Okay.
2000, yeah, around there. Yep.
Okay. So when I joined back in the dark ages in, gosh, I guess it was 2020, what,
Oh wow.
2000, year 2000, not 2020, year 2000.
Okay.
It was much more competition over collaboration. It was much more. And so I've really been able to see that shift. It was something I never really
Hmm.
understood, the secretive nature, especially on the distributor side. And we're going to shield our sales reps from talking to anybody else who is a distributor. And thankfully, it's not gone, but it's certainly very close to being gone. What would you like to see change in the promotional products industry?
Yeah, I think that collaboration, I can definitely see we can move towards that way a little bit more. Just because, like, when it comes to like, think about generational selling,
Mhm.
is like every generation looks at sales a little bit different. And I think when you start going from, from boomers down to like millennials to like Gen Zs, like we're going to be more collaboration. Like we go on social media to talk to everybody. We want to be friends with everybody. We want to create a community. It's so important to us, the younger generation, when it comes to that community base. So to see our industry actually growing that way already, like the CCX group
Yep.
that's popping up right now, we see a lot of smaller groups forming, and we see a lot more like big distributor like reps inside marketing teams collaborating. That's never really happened out there in the world before. I hopped on when 2013. Everyone was in their own little silo, and no one wanted to talk to each other, even back then. But now to see that everyone's so open,
Yeah.
I love that. I want to see more of it, and I think we are moving towards that way even more. So I love it.
Yeah. I think you're right. And I think, there's good things and bad things out of COVID. And we can certainly sit here and
Hmm.
parse, but one of the good things, I do think it made people much more comfortable connecting and being authentic, relatable, and frankly, human on social media. I see that as trending too.
Hmm. And I think it's also like video has really opened up a lot of doors for people too. I think social media for a long time, people were just posting flyers on there, just pictures. But
Yep.
now that videos have been a bigger push, now
Mhm.
rather than looking at a flyer, now you're actually able to like feel the product in a sense. Like
Yeah.
people want to feel the product and see it actually in use
Yeah.
versus just seeing a picture of it, right? So somebody taking like a mouse and actually showing you what it is, where it clicks and all that stuff, it's so more valuable. And I think that's why the push for social media is so big
Yeah.
right now within our industry.
I
And
love,
that's
go ahead.
no, go ahead.
I would say I love your
That was good.
story. It just reminds me, you saw a gap, that you saw a social
Mhm.
media gap, and you took a chance. And reminds me of my story where I saw a gap of just, I felt advertising was very inelegant in our industry and the messaging was inelegant. And like, we can do that better. So I absolutely love that. You mentioned
Yeah.
video, and when I think of you, I
Mhm.
do think of you with a camera, either a regular standard issue camera or a video camera. Where did that love of videography and photography come from?
Yeah, I think it's just all my life. I've always had a camera all my life, taking photos, and I was actually a photographer part-time for fun when I'm traveling. I always take a camera with me, and I just kind of move along with kind of with everything is that we all move from photography over to doing videos.
Right.
And I still have my DSLR camera that I take everywhere with me sometimes. But then, nowadays you have your Pocket Threes, you have your drones, you have all these little gadgets and things. But
Thing.
I'd say, and it's just like way too much things nowadays. If
Yeah.
anybody wants to start doing social media, don't feel like you need to buy all these gadgets and all these things to start. Like
Yeah.
people just need to start with their phone. Your phone is so good nowadays when it comes to video. don't even go buy a fancy camera because it doesn't do you any good.
Yeah.
Probably 50% of my videos that I actually go out there and take photos or videos of the products, a lot of it's actually just on my phone. And that's because I can just pull it out, take a product out, and just show how awesome this product is
Yeah.
within, in the space versus trying to lug in a big DSLR camera with a mic and all these things. I think it
Yeah.
takes away the beauty of it and it takes away from the moment. So having the camera on your phone is just killer nowadays.
I love it. Now, for those of you who are watching on YouTube, Quinn is not sitting in a sauna. He is sitting in his van because he lives in a van, not like Chris Farley's character on Saturday Night Live. He doesn't live down by the river, but this is an intentional choice. You move around town to town, and I know you're in California a couple days a week for your wife's work and all that.
Hmm.
What was the appeal of, I'm just going to call it van life? What
Yeah, yeah.
surprised you both positively and negatively about van life?
Yeah. So, I when I was working at Raining Rose, it was something that I dreamt of back then because my territory back then was Colorado, Utah, Nevada, Arizona, California, and Hawaii.
Right,
And at the beginning, when I first worked at Raining Rose, I was flying everywhere, and I was just flying in, flying out, flying in, flying out, and it's just a big toll on my body too. So when COVID happened, I decided like, you know what, why not buy a van and just travel through my whole territory, and that's kind of where the dream came from. So that's what I did. I went off for sometimes 4, 5, 6 weeks and went through my territory. The time when everybody was really sitting at home. All the sales rep couldn't go out and do anything. I was on
right.
the road. I was living there. I was going into offices. I was going into national parks and hanging out at beaches and all these wonderful fun places. And what I learned too, it's like really it really built my personal brand as well too. So people knew me
Did.
as a good sales rep at Raining Rose, but people just felt, follow along with me because like, where's Quinn up to
Yeah,
nowadays?
it's a
And
curiosity.
yeah, yeah, truly, and it's just so fun to be a part of it. And I'm really a minimalist person anyway, so having the van just really works out really well. Like the
Yeah,
van, yes, very small, but my backyard's the world. It's very
yeah.
cheesy, but
Love it.
truly, my
No,
backyard is the world. Yeah,
it's an accurate
we're
cheesy
always hanging out
statement.
at beaches. We're always hanging out at beaches, up in the mountains. We're always going somewhere fun. I always joke around, always say that we live in California right now, but we're probably more Californians than most Californians. We only been here for 3 years, but
Right.
like we've been to probably all the beaches. We all been to like a lot of the mountains, all the national parks, all these crazy places. We have a lot of friends that are living around here asking us like, "Hey, what should we do this weekend?" Like
Because you
you lived
know,
here all your life.
I love it.
So it's
So,
pretty
did
funny.
anything surprise you positively or negatively about doing this after you've been doing it so long?
Um, let's see. I've always been part-time for about 5 years, but we truly went full-time back in October. So
Yeah,
me and my wife, we were fully in this thing, and I was a little hesitant, like, oh man, this is gonna be a little,
yeah.
small space. It's me, Jenny, my wife, and our little dog Din Din, and truly, it's surprisingly like a lot easier than I thought it was going to be.
Good.
I knew it was going to be easy for me, but it was going to be a lot harder for Jenny. And she's actually completely loved it, and she's kind of really took in the idea of the backyard's the world kind of things too.
Yeah,
So like literally every weekend on a Friday, we were like, okay, where do we want to drive to?
I
So
love
living
that.
that fluid life is just great. I love it.
I love it. Last question I have, and then if there's anything you wanted to talk about, you've been in the industry 10 years. Where is Quinn at 10 years from now? What is Quinn doing 10 years from now?
Whew, that's a tough question.
I
I
I ask the question other podcasters are scared to ask.
Yeah, yeah. To me, I actually have no idea, and I am totally fine with it
I was about to say there's some beauty
because
in
for
that, isn't
me,
there?
yeah, 100%. I feel like for me, like having that fluidity, having the opportunity that whatever is coming in front of me, I can take, and I'm okay not knowing what is 10 years from now, 5 years from now, even 2 years from now. Uh, I You never know what kind of people you meet, what kind of things you um, learn along the way. So it's hard for me to put myself on one path. Of course, I want to be, healthy, still happy, and probably still own a van one day. Even then, but I have no idea. Truly,
I love it.
I would still love to do marketing. I
Yep.
think that probably will, evolve some way that I have no idea. Just because, marketing, it's just crazy change nowadays, especially with AI.
Oh yeah.
So yeah, I think I'm okay not knowing. And
Awesome.
I
I
love it.
love it. Like I said, I think there's some beauty in that. Before we wrap up, is there anything you
Yeah.
wanted to talk about? I didn't even offer you the opportunity earlier and I dominated the whole show. I apologize. There's something you wanted to talk about, Quinn.
No, no, no. Yeah. I actually was curious about what you think about AI and marketing within the industry. We
Yeah.
both live in this marketing world within promo.
Yeah.
What is your take?
I think it cuts both ways. I'll go with the negative first because I do think there's so many positives to the negative. I think there's uh, your mileage may vary. People who are lazy and use AI, it's really obvious. I even see people who I would venture we both know. You can clearly see they've gone to Chat GPT to ask for a social caption for a specific post, and all of a sudden people who aren't you will never use emojis have 16 emojis on there. It's stuff like that that I can't stand. That to me is furthering the divide between human connection and purely digital, and I think I think you and I are a lot alike. There's a way to bring that together, and so
Hmm.
that I wish people would not be lazy about it. I also people wish people wouldn't be scared of it. It's here. I know that when people were driving horse and buggies and they saw the first iron horse, the first car, it probably freaked them out a little bit. But at some point, you've either got to adapt or you will become irrelevant. And so significantly older than you. I've embraced AI. Now, what I use it for,
Hmm.
the best use I found is I use it almost purely for a collaboration partner. I take time and create projects within Chat GPT for every client, and I spend hours training it so that when I'm talking to it, for lack of a better term, it helps my creativity because I've coached my chat GPT to challenge me, to tell me I'm wrong. And because if you don't do that, it's your biggest hype person, no matter what you say. And it's not helpful again.
Hmm.
So I think
Hmm.
I think you're about to see a backlash of the poor use of AI. I think people are tired of that a little bit of the fun little memes and stuff where everybody's doing the caricatures. That's gonna last. That's fun. I got no problem with that. But I think
Hmm.
from a practical business situation standpoint, it is helpful in marketing. A lot of my and I don't know what you do, but like when I do a static post for a client, a lot of times my stock photography is now Mid-Journey. I will go use Mid-Journey for image creation. And it's amazing
Hmm.
because, sometimes I visualize something in my head that just doesn't exist. Um,
Hmm.
and so it's very useful. But again, people got to educate themselves and understand what's good about it and what's not so great about it.
Hmm. And I think AI, there's actually a new term for it. It's like AI slop. It's like it's just things are getting a little sloppy because like
Mhm.
it's looking too perfect. AI is looking
Yeah,
too good, and that takes the human out of the
absolutely.
whole marketing. And I think that you start losing trust. And at the end of the day, we live in an industry that it's about uh, collaboration, trust, relationships. And if you lose that credibility, it's gone. It's hard to build it
100%.
back.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
you're,
and if
you're
you try
100%
to just
right.
yeah, and you lean on just AI completely, then you're why should I use you if I can just go to ChatGPT, can go use
Right,
some
but
other AI.
and we're still at a as quickly as it's changing, we're still at an infancy of AI, where it
Hmm.
really is garbage in, garbage out. If you don't
Hmm.
understand how to really communicate with AI, whether you're using Claude or Chat GPT or Midjourney, whatever, if you don't know how to communicate
Hmm.
to it, your results are going to be garbage, absolute
Hmm.
garbage. And so you have to educate yourself how to talk to it to make it understand what you're trying to accomplish. Because, yeah, again, like I said, I use AI as a collaboration partner, but it's still all coming from up here, the ideas I have. And I don't think that's going to change for a while. Maybe I'm wrong. I've been wrong before. Trust me, I've been wrong before.
No, I'm with you too. I think AI is it's truly a tool at the end of the day.
It's a
Like it's a
tool.
hammer, And
Yeah.
if you don't know how to use the hammer, then it doesn't really matter kind of thing. And I think a lot of people are also trying to talk about like, oh, marketing, it's gonna, you're gonna see a lot more AI within promo, people using all of that. I don't see it because again, it's different when you start doing a video of like a say like a product, right? And you have a perfect person presenting
Mhm.
the product, and then we go to a trade show, we go to PPAI, and they're like, "Oh, I
Yeah.
saw that girl that did a product. Where is she? Oh, that
Yeah.
was AI."
Well, agreed.
She
And
just lost
here's the
credibility.
thing I would caution against a lot of suppliers getting too deep into AI image generation for their products.
Mm-hmm.
Man,
100%.
I see it all the time on my feed of products that the algorithm think I would like. And I could tell
Mm-hmm.
it's AI, and I could tell I would get it, and it would look nothing like that. And I haven't
Mm-hmm.
seen really any suppliers do that. There's great AI tools that help put logos on products, like
Mm-hmm.
what Nick Latour is doing over at Merch AI is
Mm-hmm.
fantastic. That's great. But
Mm-hmm.
if you're looking at to Midjourney to create a perfect Tumblr for you and a perfect environment, it's not going to look like that when people get it. So make sure you remember
Yep.
that.
Yeah, 100%. So at least we're on the same page. I'm not too worried about AI within our industry. I don't think the people in our industry should worry about it because I think it's about that again, authenticity, that
Yeah.
credibility, that the relationship that you have with your clients. And I think if you hold on to that, I think you would go a lot further than trying to lean into AI to practically do your job. Dude, don't don't just make AI write your emails. Like,
Yeah, it's
please
terrible.
let it
Yep.
help you write that email, but do not let it completely write your email.
Yeah,
I think
one
it's
couldn't. I think it's a great way to end this. Great, great. I couldn't agree with you more, Quinn. Before you go, I want to
Mhm.
thank our pals over at Seven Sourcing for sponsoring this absolutely fabulous broadcast. When you're ready to be the partner your clients want, one that delivers unique, custom, and bespoke branded merchandise designed exclusively for them, reach out to Russ Mogel and his team at sales@sevensourcing.com. Quinn, I think you've said it all. Perhaps you've said too much. I don't know. But it's been a great time talking with you, and I hope you had a great time. I'd love to do it again sometime.
Always. Thanks, Bill. Thanks for having me. And you're always doing a great job. So keep it up too.
Thank you.